Good Sunday morning.
Eles me mandam brilhar.
Keep it real, yeah. We tryna build, you don't fit the bill. I don't call her why if I split the bill. I'm from the field, careless how you feel. It's so surreal, I came from the too flow, too cold, too fold. Stack me into the roof homes, rent out homes, put in work in my tempos. No guys feel like the bimbos. I bingo, back against the ropes, float to the post, hook, shot another quote. Trademarks and passports, I'm blessed that I'm passport. Invest in the future, cause my presence was my plan, so I'm planning for the man. Product of my thoughts, I see you don't buy me. Well, I ain't selling, especially not my soul. I said go, then I go and I flow and I grow like my fro. The devil can never trick me out the gold. Oh, this God ordained position. I had to make a transition to get more than a pension. I figure I get rich first, cause when I tell them they might listen. Think bigger always, get a fuck from round, from pigeons. And change up your image, but it's my vision, no division. One man, one grind. Baby kings, but that one guy. It's like David and Goliath, it's fine line between buyers and pliers. They got the box, I suggest you should try it. All that social media, you probably need diet. I'm from the field, careless how you feel. It's so surreal. I came from the two flow, stack millions to the roof home, rent out homes, put in work in my tempos. No guys feel like the bimbo. I bingo, back against the rope, float to the post, hook, shot another quote. Trademarks and passports, I'm blessed that I'm passport. But be humble and sit down. Bitch, shit up. Bitch, shut up. Bitch, shut up. I don't know what it is I wanna say, but I'm feeling like I really gotta say it. Behind this cool shit, I just play. The man underneath is slowly losing his weight, losing his weight, losing his weight, losing his weight, losing his weight. And I'm losing my mind. Oh, it's too late. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I lost my mind. Yeah, I did. For the flames, what the hell? Can't you tell? Show no emotions, say that's a weak trait. Turn on your life, they didn't like a key. Say give life a test, so we all make mistakes. So I'm past that makes paper. No, it's like it ain't change. Just bother my mouth was real. Chill, stunning on these niggas on my skater riding still. You don't get it, man. Anyway, I'm living for the day. Riding into that, yeah. Moscato in my car, I be just bumps. Got me hype as hell, might pop the trunk and you scared as hell looking there. Waiting says, thought I bang it on your head like I was Russell was. Yeah. You expect that cause I'm black? That's ignorant, something I lack. Man, y'all niggas sheep in this facts. Big bad wolf, I guess I run laps. Around whack clowns, no taking hooks. This rapping full of crooks, yeah, I said it. Been riding all alone, smoking on the old, blowing out O's. Don't be chasing hoes, ain't nothing in me, headaches and drama. If it ain't that to my commas, only one I need my mama. My mama. Keep it real, we tryna build. You don't fit the bill. I don't call her why if I split the bill. I'm blessed that I'm passport.
Yo. Yeah. The Knicks just lost. And you know they're going to blame Trump. They're going to say it's because Trump was there. He killed the vibes or whatever. Let me pull this interview up. They're going to say they lost because Trump was there. knowing damn well that's not the reason why they lost that game.
Today marks 100 days since the United States launched the first strikes against Iran. Midterm pressures are growing, with no clear end to the war in sight. On Friday, President Trump took his case to rural voters in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. At the invitation of the White House, we joined him at Custer Farms and had a wide-ranging interview that was unfortunately interrupted multiple times by the stormy weather overhead. President Trump, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. We are going to talk about your...
Who decided to meet in the barn? Like, why was this a thing? Like, why did they have to do this at a barn? I don't get that.
Visit while you're here in Wisconsin, but I'd like to start off by talking about the major issue that you are focused on every day, which is Iran. Sunday will mark 100 days since the first strikes. Your Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said that the war had concluded. And yet just this week, Iran attacked U.S. allies in the region, calling it retaliation for a set of U.S. airstrikes. Is the United States at war with Iran?
Well, they've been largely decapitated, and I call it a military exercise because people would rather have it called that. It's not a big war for us. It's not. We have the most powerful military in the world. I built it, frankly. I built it in my first 4 years, and I'm using it a little bit in my second 4 years. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their anti-aircraft is gone. They might have built it up a little bit over the last 4 weeks during this little ceasefire that we did at the request of some very good people, very, very fine people from, actually from numerous places, as you know. You know, there are a lot of people involved, but from Pakistan in particular, the field marshal.
Yep, Pakistan has been a middleman. They have been a mediator, probably better than middleman. Mediator is probably more fitting and more appropriate. So, hold on. My chat's not up. I need to get the chat, bro. What's up, Angelica? What up, what up, what up? All right, let's get back to this real quick.
And the Prime Minister. And we're very close to having a deal, and if we don't have a deal, we'll do it one way or the other. Either way, we win.
I do want to talk about the terms of any potential deal in just a moment, but let me just follow up with you. You did post on social media just this week, my final negotiations to end the war with the Islamic Republic of Iran. There is a naval blockade in place, which technically is an act of war.
How many of y'all are blaming Trump for that loss? Come on, be honest. How many of you Trump the Rangers are blaming Trump for the loss? Because you guys are the ones that brought that bad juju in there. The people that are trying to boo the active president, that's America first. You guys are the ones that brought bad juju, bad vibes. Fact.
War under international law. So is this a war as long as there's a naval blockade in place?
Well, we have a blockade. It's been extremely effective. And the reason we have it is they try to blockade, and now we blockaded them. And as you know, they're losing $400 to $500 million a day.
blockades for everybody out here. Everybody's getting blockade.
It's not sustainable for them. They have an economy that's shot in addition to everything else. Their leaders are gone. Their generals are gone. Their first tier and second tier are gone. Much of their third tier is gone. But they put up a blockade, and so we blockaded them, and we have the ultimate blockade. I don't consider that a war, but if you want to define it as such, I guess you can.
Well, how do you define it?
I don't define it at all. I don't think about it. I just do what I have to do.
But if you're not specifically calling it a war, would you consider sending some of the troops who are stationed there, who were sent because of Operation Epic Fury there home? No, would you consider sending them home if it's not technically a war?
We don't need as many troops. I think just like it's on the to err on the side of caution. We have.
These people are talking like they talk to Trump like he's just like these are like our allies. Like these are some nuns over there. Like Iran's just like these peaceful nuns that are, you know, just praying and farming and, you know, it's not like they threatened us ever. It's not like they've ever been associated with any shady activities at all. It's like, come on, bruh. Like, you guys are more concerned with their well-being than our well-being. It's kind of delusional. It's not kind of delusional, it's just straight delusional.
A lot of people there, they're very safe. You know, if you think we beat Venezuela, we lost nobody. We took over the whole country, we lost nobody. We have a great relationship, by the way, with Venezuela. Venezuela is doing very well, but we lost nobody. We've lost 13 people here, and that's a lot, 13 people too many. But if you look at Vietnam, where hundreds of thousands of people were killed, if you look at any one of the last 7 or 8 wars where many, many people were killed, we lost 13. And again, 13.
And they'll never highlight that. That'll never be a headline. Well, I'm not going to say never, but these current media conglomerates, they're not going to, you know, put that as a headline to compare like how much less people are dying, right? If you look at the wars of the past, like they lost massive amounts of people. And this operation or this engagement war, you know, unfortunately, it's been relatively low in casualties. So, but it depends on what news you listen to, I guess. Some people believe some things and they think it's a lot more. But let's let him take it and let's get it from his perspective.
13 is too many. I don't want to lose any. But 13 is less than anybody's ever even envisioned. I think we're doing a great job.
But so are you saying you would consider sending some of the troops home, sir? Some of the 50,000 troops who were sent there as a part of Operation?
How did she get that from that? Why can't she acknowledge what he said instead of trying to catch him? Like, they're trying to frame this as like this is this interview for the people when they're trying to catch him. They're not trying to work with him or understand what he's doing and understand what's actually going on over there. They're trying to catch him slipping. Now, for anyone that has integrity out there, how can you guys side with this type of behavior where our press, instead of being neutral and information-based, are trying to catch someone that is in a leadership role in a lie? It's either they go to one extreme or the other. When they have a, you know, let's say when they have a Joe Biden in there, they either give them really soft questions, you know, let them get in and out, and they just worship them. Or they go to the extreme other side and they don't worship them, they don't trust them, and they just question. Everything is caution. But president. They don't do that with no one else except him. And no one finds that strange, huh? Nobody?
I would say this, it costs us very little to keep them there. I don't consider them in danger. We have the best defense anyone's ever seen. We have the best offense anyone's ever seen. So I don't consider danger. I would say it would be foolhardy to do that because maybe we may use them. It's unlikely, but I think we'll keep them there until such time as we have a completion. And when we have a completion, you will see things like you've never seen. The oil will go down. The stock market already, as you know, it's hit an all-time high. Even in the midst of it, it hit all-time highs. We had 73 all-time highs in a short period of time that I've been in office. which is a record, by the way. And, we're doing very well. But the main thing is
There's going to be people that are upset that he's even mentioning the stock market because he's the president. So the president is operating within the best interest of the American people. He's operating within the best interest of the American people. So he's going to mention these things like the stock market, which will also reinforce people's belief in it, their investment in it, which only helps our economy. These are American companies. So, it's mind-boggling how people are going to say he's manipulating the market when he's doing what he should do, which is his job for the American people.
we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. Can't do it.
What is
and we won't do it.
Yeah, you just referenced the 13 Americans who were killed, and I want to know what your red line is. What would trigger you to restart military action? Would it be Iran killing more American citizens?
Well, certainly that would be something that I would think about very seriously, but my red line would be...
What kind of question is that? Like, is this really the most intellectual questions that they can meet the press can come up with? So what would you do? Would it take American citizens dying? Like, what? Really?
If I think I wasn't going to make a deal, or if I wasn't going to make a deal fast enough. So we're having very good negotiations with the people that are leading the country now. It's the third group that we've been dealing with, and they are different. And you could say it's regime change, actually, because these are very different people. I find them to be more rational, very smart.
Who is that? Who's leading the country?
Well, I don't want to go into names, but you know who they are. I mean, they're leaders. They're respected. Respected by the people that have to respect them. They are calling the shots. We know that because we see it.
So he can't give that name out right now at this moment. And also that is strategic on his part because, you don't want to align yourself with the leadership just yet publicly, because obviously they are going against each other behind the scenes. That can also be used to confuse them and keep them at arms within themselves, within their own camps, right? That only helps the American position. You don't establish an alliance with their leadership publicly just yet, which is, the guy makes some very smart moves, very strategic moves. He was the president for 4 years previously already. We're still here, people. He can't be that bad. I'm sorry. He just can't be that bad.
Through various
shout out to the people that participated in the poll too. Shout out to y'all.
It's a little bit strange because you have leaders.
Let me know what's up in the chat. Say something in the chat.
Then you have leaders that you also know, the second tier, and they get wiped out. All of a sudden, we're dealing with different people. But no, I think that we'll either have something done fairly quickly or we'll finish it out militarily.
Are you talking about the son of the supreme
Well, he's
leader?
a part of it, yes.
He has not been seen in public. What is his status? Have you talked to him directly?
I do believe they have great respect for him. I see it. I mean, they want to get his concurrence. They've said to me, they've said to others that they're looking for approval, and he is part of the approval process.
The thing is, I get the press wants to be fair. They want to be objective, and they want to press him real hard, right? But at the same time, this is our president. This is our president engaging in a military operation with an enemy or an adversary. Let me not say enemy, an adversarial country. So why are you guys trying to press him to almost make us vulnerable because he is he's our president? It just doesn't make sense. People have to get out their feelings. And they got to recognize, let the man do his job.
Yes, absolutely.
Have you spoken to him directly? You said you want to meet with him.
No, I have not. I would if he'd like to, but I have not spoken to him directly.
Do you know where he is?
I will tell you, they do.
How he is?
Yeah. They do pay homage to him. I would tell you if they didn't. They seem to, based on what I see, they seem to respect him a great deal.
Do you know where he is? Do you know how he is doing physically?
I don't want to say.
We're going to get into the Spurs game, too. I got something to say about that.
Probability that I do.
Is he inside Iran?
I'd rather not say that.
Okay, he is the son of the last supreme leader, who was obviously a hardliner. Is this younger Khomeini any better for the United States than his father was?
Younger, I think more rational, injured. He's pretty badly injured. So there's a certain bravery there. A lot of people, if they were injured that badly, they wouldn't be talking about, how we doing with the United States. They'd have other things on their mind. So there's a certain bravery there. But he is very seriously injured, yeah.
What is the status of talks exactly in this moment? How close are you to making a deal? Are we talking about days, weeks, months, Mr. President?
I think we're very close. We have a couple of points. They don't even seem like big points. They've conceded the fact that they will not have nuclear weapons. We had a clause in there that we will not develop nuclear weapons, and everybody was very happy with it except me. And I said, well, what happens if they not develop, but they go out and purchase? They acquire. I want to put the word, if they buy or purchase or acquire, you've got to have that in there too, because that's not developing. So they don't have the right to develop or purchase, acquire, or buy.
Have they?
That's a businessman right there. Verbiage, words, language, all of this matters, right, in terms of contracts and deals. Because one word could change the entire contract and it can shift your leverage, right? Because at the end of the day, this is about protection. You want to protect yourself. You want to protect your assets. What are the assets? The American people, the American land. And if you do a sloppy deal, a rushed deal, the person that you're doing that deal with can find loopholes and get around it. And then you lose. So we got a president that is looking to win. He's patient. He's not rushing to any deals. People are uncomfortable because they think the war should be over. Well, you can't just rush into an agreement just because you're uncomfortable. You have to rush into the rights. You have to not rush. You have to work your way into the right situation. So then when you finally back off or you finally go to the next level, it makes sense.
Pushed back against that? Is that one of the sticking points?
A little bit, and then they didn't.
Okay. You have been saying for months, Mr. President, that Iran is begging to make a deal.
True.
If they are so desperate to make a deal, why haven't they made a deal with you yet?
Because
he just said it. There's certain points that he's not going to settle on, and they have to agree to all terms. Just because one side wants a deal doesn't mean that they agree to all the terms that you want in the deal. And this is why, this is the press that we choose, and this is very low IQ. I get what Trump says when he says this is low IQ news. Why would you ask that question? And you're kind of conditioning the audience to think, wait, why isn't it over? When he just told you and explained, there's certain terms that have to be accepted by the side that he wants them to accept. He needs the Iranian regime or leadership to accept these terms of the deal, and then they could proceed. So just because they're saying, oh, we want a deal, doesn't mean that we're going to just accept any deal. And the media should know this. She should know this. She should be able to have a proper rebuttal so that's informative, productive, and entertaining, educational, all of the above. But it's trash. That's why these old media companies are losing, bro. Nobody wants to listen to these people with their same rhetoric, their same pushback. That's why he calls them fake news. Are they real news at this point? Yeah, they have more resources. They have legacy, branding. But are they really doing their job? Are they?
It's a very hard thing for them. They've had great independence. They've dealt with very weak and ineffective leadership on behalf of the United States and other countries, frankly, that allowed them to get away with murder. And I think they can't believe they're in the situation where they've been virtually decapitated.
But if they're so desperate, Mr. President,
We're gonna
why
go through this
haven't
whole
they
thing.
said yes to the terms you're
They're
proposing?
strong. They're
Hold on.
proud.
What do you say? All corporate media is garbage by and for the oligarchs. All corporate, I wouldn't say all corporate media, but a lot of corporate media. And or most, sorry. And if you believe that, what's your political position? Do you support Trump? Or yes or no, Captain Homer?
There are things they never thought they'd be doing.
What side of the fence are you on, brother?
That they're going to have to do. They've got no choice. And it takes a little while. You know, you're talking about 47 years of getting away with whatever they wanted. I mean, this should have been done long ago. This should have been done by other presidents or other countries. It doesn't have to be us, other countries. But they were very close to having a nuclear weapon twice. That was when I terminated the Iran nuclear deal, which was a path. That deal, the JCPOA, that deal was tantamount to giving them a nuclear weapon. It was a horrible deal given by Barack Obama and really penned by him. It was a horrible deal. It was, you know, it expired long ago. I terminated it, but had I.
You gotta type properly, bro. I don't know what that mean. F Trump for brains. Was that supposed to be intelligent or tangible or legible? I don't know what that means, brother.
I not terminated it. It expired long ago. It was a short-term deal. It was a road to a nuclear weapon. They would have had a nuclear weapon 5 years ago.
But, Mr. President, I'm curious because when you were campaigning, you said you would rip up the Iran nuclear deal, but negotiate a better deal. Why didn't you negotiate a better deal at the time? Because after it was ripped up, there weren't guardrails, and they escalated their production of enriched uranium.
Do you hear what she just did? He's literally in the process of negotiating the deal in real time. And she's challenging him to make it seem like he's not doing that in the moment. Just because it doesn't look and it's not going at the pace that you want, doesn't mean that's not what he's doing. That's crazy. What did Captain Homer say? Trump. Oh, okay, bro. I can see you're upset. You might need a hug, or I don't know what's going on with you, man. What's going on with you? Talk to me, man. You didn't do enough overtime. You didn't get that tax deduction for working overtime so you could keep more money. What's going on? You didn't take advantage of Trump's tax benefits or tax deductions. What's going on? I know you invested in the stock market. I know you've been getting these returns in the stock market. Talk to me, Captain.
Excuse me. It takes years to do these things. These people have been fighting for 47 years. They've been killing Americans. They've been taking off their legs and their arm, and their faces have been hurt so badly and so horribly. I'm moving very fast. I'm into 3 months. You know, Vietnam lasted 19 years. I'm into my 3rd month, and all I do is say, whoa, when are you going to win? If I were a Democrat, nobody would be talking that way, but it doesn't matter to me. I've gotten so used to it. Look.
You already said, if I was a Democrat, no one would be talking that way. I just said that. They are going to be adversarial with a conservative, with a Republican. And they're going to gaslight him, challenge him, not even trust anything he says, not even give him a fair shot. But if it was a Democrat, they're overly trusting, overly fair, right? Overly accommodating, where you can let them get certain things slip through the crack that you're not going to pay attention to. So Trump gets no grace as a conservative Republican. And then a Democrat gets all the grace in the world, and they can just do whatever they want, pass any laws, do anything that they want. That makes no sense for the American people in the long term.
We have totally destroyed their military.
Captain Homer, where you go, bro?
They have some missiles left. They have some drones left.
Do you know how many missiles?
Yes, exactly.
How many?
I don't want to tell you.
Can you give me a ballpark?
But they have some left. No.
Can you give me a ballpark? Lady, why are they trying to ask him that? Why would he release that information publicly?
No, almost to the number. And we know where they are, too. And we know where their drones are. And we know where their drone factories are. Most of the drone factories have been knocked out. Most of the launching pads have been knocked out. And most of the missile manufacturing areas have been knocked out. But they still have capacity. They have some missiles. They have some drones. I would say percentage-wise, maybe 21, 22% of their missiles. It's a lot of missiles. But it's not what it was when we first attacked.
So you're saying they have 21, 22% of their missiles left?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Let's talk about what specifically you are demanding as a part of this short-term deal. Will the United States agree to a deal with Iran that doesn't explicitly and immediately give up its nuclear enrichment program on the front.
Well, we already know. Is this real? Come on. What are they talking about? Nobody knows this by now. My grandma, if she was still alive, would know the answer to that. She knew one thing. She may have been a Democrat, but she know one thing. She don't want certain people out there to have nuclear weapons. That's just common sense. Why are we talking about this?
Well, you know, depending on when you say immediately, look, it is buried under mountains because our B-2s were incredible. The pilots of our B-2s were unbelievable. And it's buried. They can't get it. The only two countries that could take it, that have the equipment to take, you have to understand, 3 mountains have fallen in on them, right? So you understand that, because the fake news was going around saying, oh, maybe they didn't hit their target. 1 o'clock in the morning, pitch black, no moon, no nothing, and every one of those bombs went right down those chutes and blew up. They can't get it no matter what. I mean, they can get it, I guess, with years of work. But the only 2 countries that can get it are us and China, because we're the only 2 with the equipment.
Hold on. I'm seeing this panel, this vote poll. People are saying that they're blaming. I told y'all they said that they were going to blame Trump. I told y'all they were going to blame Trump for that Knicks loss. He had nothing to do with that. Y'all didn't embrace him. Y'all had that negative energy, that negative vibe in there. Y'all didn't rally around the American spirit, come together. Some of y'all wasn't even singing the national anthem, honoring the flag in the country that you were born in. Shameful.
Doing that kind of work. And it would take weeks of digging. So the answer is, yeah, we're going to do it immediately. We're going to start looking very quickly, and we'll do it with them. If we make a deal, we'll do it with them. No, we're going to do it with the Iranians. So if we make a deal, that means we'll be friendly. We'll do it with the Iranians. If we don't make a deal, we may do it, or we may just watch it. You know, we have cameras on it all over it. If anybody walked there, if you walked over there, I would be able to read your first name on your lapel. And these are cameras up in space. It's pretty amazing technology. Space Force. We have cameras all over the site. We know if anybody goes there. If anybody went there, any digging mechanism, any truck, any...
Space Force is probably really impressive, too, with the technology that they have now as far as satellites, with AI, man. And wait till the quantum game comes. You know, they probably they probably can't just expose it. Trump seems very confident, very comfortable. And even with all the things that are going on, right? He just seems very comfortable. And that tells me America has made the proper investments behind the scenes. That's all I'm going to say. Now, of course, God is the judge. But in my heart, I believe that God has, he still has plans for America. And I'm not talking about the death and destruction. And no, I'm talking about growth, prosperity, change, spirituality, all these things that you probably wouldn't think about. But, you know, stick around for the show.
Tractors, anything, anybody went there, we would know, we will take care of it. Is that wind or what?
Is that rain?
What is that?
Rain.
This would be the first of multiple interruptions due to the weather. Rain hitting the metal roof, making it difficult for both of us to hear each other. So as we're having this conversation... Who picked this
spot? The NBC? Who picked this spot, bro? Especially everything Trump's been going through. I would have been like, damn, it's a little sketchy. A little sketchy.
You can hear a little bit of rain.
Imagine being Donald Trump, where everyone dislikes you. You going against the powers that be. Trump's taking a dump, laughing emojis. Oh man, that was a good one. You were definitely at the top of your class. I could see it. Low 777. Trump's taking a dump, laughing emoji. You're probably in your office in your high rise right now, running your Fortune 500 company. You just wanted to stop by and type that real quick. That's what's up. Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
A lot of rain.
A lot of rain. Let me try to get a clear understanding of how the United States would get the nuclear material out. You've called it nuclear dust.
Yeah.
Will you and would you be open to sending in U.S. forces to retrieve the nuclear stockpile?
So the official name is highly enriched uranium. And I call it nuclear dust because it seems to be nice and everyone understands it better and it's sort of cute and people.
That's funny. He'll come up with a name and then people will think like he actually thinks that's what it's called. Did you hear that Trump called enriched uranium nuclear dust? What a douchebag. And he'd be like, bruh, can you just hand me my fries? You know what I'm saying? It's like these people are cooked out here.
People picked it up. But the way you do it is if we make a deal, that now we're friendly, we'll all go together. It'll be our equipment. We'll take it out and destroy it, whether it's on site or whether we take it off site.
So that would require U.S. forces.
Well, that will require
Hold on. Look, okay, Mr. Trump's taking a dump is saying something else. So this guy, you came in here saying Trump's taking a dump with laughing emojis. So that's how you communicate. You refer to the president as taking a dump when he's clearly just doing an interview. And now you're saying this. Poorest approval ratings of all time for a president. Oh, you think you ate with that one, huh? You got me. Whoa. Because that's a metric that actually matters and is tangible. Because people's opinion actually matters when it comes to what's right or wrong in the real world. We know how flaky people are, right? Their approval matters. You're probably someone that lives for the approval of others. You will jump off a bridge if everyone else jumped off a bridge. You will stand in the middle of a highway if everyone else stand in the middle of a highway. You have no mind of your own, bro. You got to get a mind of your own. That's why you put in stupid comments like Trump's taking a dump in someone's live chat. Weird, baby. Weird behavior. Weird behavior.
The deal will be.
And I got love for you too. Be a brother in Christ with me, bro. Convert, repent, get that stuff off you, and just come back to the right side because you wilding.
Friendly. In other words, we will have made a deal, and we will be at peace, and we will go with them or without them, but we won't have people shooting at us. Okay. Now, if we don't make a deal, then we're going to take them out militarily, very harshly, and we'll wait till we do that before we go. In which case, we'll have safety either way.
Mr. President, I wonder, how long are you willing to give?
And these are the type of people that will blame Trump for the Knicks losing tonight. This low 777 dude. Just illogical. See that negative energy? It's hard to win when you generate that type of negative energy in your life. You got to get that spirit up off you, bro.
Iran to make a deal. How much longer? You've been talking for quite some time.
That. Well, you really.
So she didn't digest anything he said, and she's still trying to press it to make him look away. But President, it's been quite some time. Even though wars in the past, some of them have gone on for years and months, and shoot, we've lost casualties, but this has been a couple months, and the people were just. It's not like we're gonna reward you if you win this anyways. It's not like we're gonna celebrate you, but it's just ridiculous, man. The gaslighting. You know where people learn how to gaslight? From the media. The media. People learn how to gaslight because the media has taught people how to just say anything, disregard your points, and just keep it moving. Like this Trump's taking a dump character. Dude gonna come in here, say something like that, and then try to diss him at the same time. It's like, what, bro? You just showed your character. Now you're trying to talk about his approval rating? Like, what? You know how backwards that is? And I hope the light bulb goes off in your head so you can stop doing that dumb stuff.
You haven't. You were in Vietnam for 19 years. You were in Iraq for many years. You were in Korea for many, many years. You were in all the.
Just said that. I didn't even know he was going to say that. I literally just said that. They're not comparing this to any other engagements. That's like a basketball player. Speaking of basketball players or basketball, that's like having a player that averages 20 points for your team as a point guard. And your last 3 point guards, all of them average 5. And he's in the NBA Finals. He ain't win the championship yet, but they like, come on, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna help us out? It's like, bruh, I'm averaging 20. I got you guys in the finals. Y'all never been in the finals. Y'all never had a point guard that averaged 20 points per game. It's like this is the press, though. This is something you expect from an uninformed, citizen that just doesn't know anything about history. This is the press, the media. And you're telling me they don't have a proper historical record to compare this current operation, the way that Trump is doing it successfully, compared to the other past operations? Come on.
Even talk about World War II, because that was the big one, and we don't want to ever have that. But you were in all these different wars for many years with thousands and thousands of people killed. We've had 13 people killed, which I hate. We've had 13 people killed, and that includes 2 wars. That's Venezuela, and that's Iran.
But do you have a cutoff point
No, but you
in
keep
your
talking
head?
about speed, Kristen.
She's literally ignoring him. And then as soon as she looked down and she's going back to her, she's like a robot. This is like a robot. This is not a real life human being. She's not a real life human being. She's not engaging anything. She's not practicing critical thinking. She's not adding historical context. She's just saying what she wants to say, literally. He's saying I had 2, what you would call traditional or maybe untraditional wars, engagements of conflict with other nations. We've had 13 casualties in total. Other presidents in this country have had engagements, and we've lost hundreds, thousands, spent a lot of money, had a lot of casualties, injuries. Compare it to what I'm 13, and he keeps saying 13 is too many. I hate that. That is he's basically saying that's on his conscience. But at the same time, he's not losing sight of how much better this is compared to past engagements.
You were in Vietnam for 19 years, and you're telling me about 3 months. And in 3 months, I've demolished.
And she's shaking her head. No rebuttal, no intelligence, just
Demolished the Navy, the Air Force, anti-aircraft.
fake
They have
news,
no
bro.
radar. They have no nothing. I demolished their leaders. Their leaders are gone.
Do you know where all of Iran's nuclear material is, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Would you unfreeze any Iranian assets or lift any sanctions up front as a part of any
No.
deal? So that would come after
Comes after, yeah. If
they
behave,
turned
if they do
over
a good
their
job, we
nuclear
start
enrichment
talking, yeah.
material.
Unlike Obama. Obama flew a Boeing 757, a plane I know very well. They took the seats out, and they loaded it up with $1.7 billion in cash from the banks in Maryland and Virginia and D.C. They emptied out.
Y'all people that voted that you blame Trump for tonight's loss, you guys are losers. Oh, shout out to, was that Ed NY, love Trump. Shout out to you. Finally, somebody with some sense. Shout out to you. I should make you a moderator for that. I should make you a moderator for that. Just because of. Nah, I'm not about to do that, but keep supporting and I might. Shout out to you.
The banks, and they gave them.
Make sure y'all hit that
1.7
cash
in
app, BILLINICO
and they
Cash.
gave
Make sure you
them
hit that
tens
cash
of
app.
billions of dollars. Just kept giving them money, and it didn't work.
Would any, again,
That never works,
But
by the
again,
way.
Mr. President, you promised that you were going to negotiate a better deal. Do you
Ooh,
wish you'd done it? In your,
I like that. The Knicks lost because of Mayor Mamdani, not Trump. And speaking of Mayor Mamdani, did they highlight Mayor Mamdani? Did he get because I saw when they had Trump up there, and it looked like it was a mix of boos and cheers. I didn't really hear boos. The boos were kind of like undertones. Like you could hear it, like, oh, here these haters are in the background, but it sounded more like applause, I thought. But did they have Mamdani up? Did he get like a little solo as the mayor? A solo shot? Did they go crazy for him?
your first term when you ripped it up before you ripped up the deal.
No, they weren't ready. No, this is much better. This is much better.
If
I would have done it in my first term, Israel wouldn't have been ready. Hear that sound of thunder, lightning,
Is that going to interrupt, guys?
No.
Trump is like, what they got me doing? No, they didn't. It was on local news. Okay. Okay, yeah, I was wondering that. Shout out to you, a New Yorker, bro. Shout out to y'all, man. I want y'all to win too. I'm rocking with the Knicks. I was kind of neutral at first, but I'm feeling the Knicks right now. I'm feeling Brunson, him and his father, Mike Brown. I want to see the Knicks do their thing.
Okay.
People will understand. We're in a farm.
That's true.
Mom Donnie was in standing only section. Okay. Okay.
Will any deal you make?
Mom Donnie, man. Shh. Good luck with that, man. I hope he's successful, but he got them crazy ideas. Get into that another day. Shoot.
Include the release of Americans who are being held by Iran?
Well, we talk about it, and we'll see. Nobody really has an accurate list of who they are, what they are, or if they're being held. But if they're...
Why, that's what's up. Salute to NY.
We've been talking about it. Nobody really has a list. You know that, right? You know, you're asking me about... Nobody has a list.
But are you demanding a list? Are you demanding to know?
They in a range.
They've got to
You're
come
supposed
home?
to give me the list. I mean, do you know people that we're talking about? If you
Oh, so you and Wyatt. So we got a New Yorker in here saying, Mom Donnie, thumbs down. Thumbs down. I'm assuming you're not taking the free buses. I'm assuming you don't need the free buses or the free grocery stores, huh? That don't excite you. Oh, we got a guy that's not excited about free buses or free grocery store or public grocery stores. He said, I'm cool on that. I like Whole Foods. Because I know those grocery stores that Mom Donnie's trying to open up, it ain't going to have that mac and cheese Whole Foods. It ain't going to be that Whole Foods mac and cheese. That's for a fact. They're going to have some mac and cheese, but it's going to be that powder cheese. It's going to be that bull.
give me the names, I'll do my best to get them out.
I don't think that's been reported.
Huh?
I don't think it's all of the people who've been held.
All I'm saying is this.
known.
If you have a list of names, give them to me, and I will get them
But is
out.
it something you talk to them about?
We talk about people if they have them, but nobody knows who they are. Just like you don't know who they are.
You have openly said you've been frustrated.
He can't produce free bus rides. He lied. Yeah, you guys need somebody to pay for it. He's going to try to get something free for y'all. He's going to figure it out. Even if it's a stamp, he's going to try to get something free just so he can say it in his next election. That's the only reason why they want to do free things, by the way. It's just so they can use it as a political marketing tool. Oh, here we go. Low 777. When will the entire Epstein Files finally be released? What's the holdup? Americans haven't forgotten. Oh man, let me show this guy. This is a shame, brother. Hold on, bear with me real quick, guys. Don't leave. Hold on, don't leave. All right, so we got a thing right here. This is the Epstein Library. Hold on, where'd it go? Look at this. Would you look at this? Are you 18 years or older? Verified. Yes, I am. Okay. Whoa. DOJ disclosures under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Wow. Click. Whoa. Click. Oh my God. Data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Oh my God. Oh, all right. Court records. Wow. Look at that. Go through them yourself. Tell me what you find. And stop just saying talking points, bro. Stop repeating the same old talking points that have been used forever. All right, let's get back to this interview. Let's get back to this interview.
Of Lebanon. Are you and Prime Minister Netanyahu on the same page?
Yeah, we are. We get along very well. We've been great comrades.
Ed NY says Biden sat in the Epstein Files for 4 years. Why didn't Biden release them? Did Biden have something to hide, or was he covering it up? Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on. Trump is the most transparent president handling the Epstein Files. He doesn't win. They will never give him credit for anything that he does. It's the most mind-boggling thing ever. They want to criticize him for anything, but not give him credit for anything. Same thing. This Meet the Press interview, she's literally just criticizing. She's being critical. She's not being objective. She's not being fair to him. She's not giving him a chance. She's just, everything he says has to have a rebuttal. She has to frame and position him in a certain way, almost like he's incompetent when he's communicating pretty effectively.
Did a very, very big number on a certain country that was nothing.
That's a fact, Ed. That's a fact.
Years. I disagree with him on a couple of things.
I'd
like to see Lebanon
Why is she interrupt?
have a better life. I'd like to see a more surgical attack on Hezbollah. I think it should be more surgical. And we can help them with that, or we can recommend Syria. Syria is doing a very good job of cleaning up their act. They have a very good leader. They have a leader that's really done a good job in a short period of time, and he would love to help.
Are you demanding that Lebanon be a part of the short-term deal that you're negotiating?
I'm not demanding.
Okay.
I think they'd like to see it, but I'm not demanding.
Okay. I wonder if we should, let me just get a gut check here. Should we pause for 5 minutes and let this pass? I just want to be able to hear everything he said. The rain did not stop, but neither did our interview. When we come back, President Trump on his promise to never start a new war.
Exactly. So it's almost like, why even do the interview? I mean, we know why. Because they want to frame him. Well, one, he's still Trump. He's going to get them views. So he's going to affect their bottom line in a positive way. They can clip it up. They can run stories after it to frame it a certain way. So, yeah, that is why they do it. I guess I'm looking at it from an integrity standpoint. Like, why even do that? But I'm looking at it from the lens of integrity. You're probably looking at it from the lens of someone with integrity. So it's frustrating because we want actual reporting. You know, we just want someone to genuinely ask good questions, have an engaging interview so that we can learn something and see exactly what's going on, as opposed to that antagonistic approach.
To talk big picture now, Mr. President.
I can't believe we got these many votes blaming Trump for that Knicks loss. That's crazy.
Was no new wars going all the way back to 2015.
62%, yeah.
Did you break that promise to the American people?
No. I had to stop a country, very powerful, very dangerous country, from having a nuclear weapon because they'd use it. They'd blow up the world. They'd blow up the Middle East. They'd blow up Israel. They'd come here. They'd blow up Europe. They're nuts, okay? They're crazy people. I deal with them. And very high-strung people, really crazy, and get along.
You know what's crazy? This poll, it says 62% of the people blame Trump. They said yes for the Knicks loss. 38% said no. If you look at Trump's approval rating, he has a 60% disapproval rating, 35% approve, 5% not sure. So I guess this is accurate. This Knicks thing, this poll is pretty accurate. It's similar to his approval rating.
With him, I like him, but you don't want to let him have a nuclear weapon. And I'm doing.
We'll get into the Knicks too. We're gonna talk about that game.
It's America first. I'm doing Our country.
Malik Bridges got into foul trouble early. He should have been on the floor more. Mitchell Robinson was out there looking like a doof today. Yeah, they just wasn't effective with the 3-ball at all. Cat didn't show up. Yeah, the Knicks was not looking good today. They can't play like that.
Country assertives. Nice rain.
It is raining hard. Okay.
But the answer is good. Let's just keep
Wait,
going.
what was that? Hold on.
Nice rain.
It is raining hard. Okay.
But the answer is good. Let's just keep going.
Let's keep going.
Let's power through it, right?
Here, we paused nearly 5 minutes for the rain to pass and then picked up our conversation. So you're saying you didn't break?
I bet they be thinking they be killing with that little one-off description of what, like, we can see what's going on. Like, this ain't the 70s where hey, this is the part where we paused for 5 minutes. As you can hear, the rain was going on. We waited for it. You know what I'm saying? I swear they think they killed with that edit. Like, it's 2026, right? We got floating thumbnails. We got animations, like regular people, regular content creators, YouTubers. They're over here doing this one background statement. They think they killing the game. It's like, you're not even a good interviewer. Your editing's trash. What is this location? Got rain in the scene. Like, come on.
Your promise, and yet, Mr. President, in your first term, you held to that promise, and it was so fundamental to who you were as a candidate to a first-term president. What changed? Because you insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war. Why would I have built the strongest military in the world? I built our military. I inherited a terrible military. We had no equipment. We had nothing. I built a tremendous military.
The thing with Trump, you can't guarantee that there's never going to be a conflict, right? And if he was starting wars that were, let's say, completely out of left field, the Venezuela thing made sense. Too much stuff going on in our backyard. You got to handle that. He built up the military, invested in it, and he's utilizing it. You know, certain things you just can't risk. And this actually was a wise decision because he did it pretty effectively. Look at it. We don't even talk about the Venezuela thing. That's how quick that was. A whole regime got changed. A whole regime got changed. Now, Iran, we know what Iran's threat was. The nuclear weapons. It just is what it is. That threatens our safety. So he's going and he's handling it. He's not a warmonger. If anything, these are things to stop bigger wars later on, because if these things were to develop, if he didn't intervene with these situations, then that could potentially be a bigger war in the long run. So these moves that he's making now are calculated so we can make short-term moves for long-term investment, long-term protection.
Biden gave a lot of it away, but it's still a relatively small portion.
Exactly.
Of what I built.
But you said it over and
Cubans
over
are
again.
pleading with
Why
Trump
would I
to
build
intervene as he did. Exactly. People want these regime changes because people want to be more like Americans. They want a more American way of life. They don't want to adopt everything, but they want the freedoms that we have. And in America's so free, we can argue with our leaders as we're continuing to do the real work across the globe. You know, it's a gift and a curse, I guess. This is what it is.
Now, I didn't want to use this, but I'm doing you and everybody else a big favor. In the midst of the greatest stock market in history, in the midst of the most successful country, because as you know, in the last term, we were a dead country, Kristen. I know you're a big liberal. We're a big progressive.
No,
but
I'm just a journalist.
We were a dead.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Don't lie. Look at her eyes wide. Don't lie. How can you not respect the man that calls it what it is to people in their face? See, we see what she's doing. You see how I could break down what she's doing, the tactics that she's doing? But she's the type to act like she's not doing what she's doing. But if anyone is looking from the outside in as being objective, we can see how she's not being fair to him. So she's in the wrong, because she is trying to hide her tactics and hide her true agenda, where he's a straight shooter. He just called her to her face a liberal and progressive and etc. And most people would think, oh, he's so rude, but they're not realizing that he's honest. Since when is someone being honest not appreciated? We've got things so reversed that people don't even appreciate when someone is just telling it like it is. That builds equity with me.
Country. A year ago, a couple of years ago, we were a dead country. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And at the all-time hottest point, which is probably now, believe it or not, we just had all brand new stock market records today. But at the
Iranians
hottest
are
point
asking
in the
which one to
history
do.
of our country, I took Scott, Howard,
Exactly.
Pete, I took everybody into a room. I said, I have to do this country, this world, the Middle East, Israel, everybody a favor. You have Iran. They're going to have a nuclear weapon. Barack Hussein Obama signed the JCPOA. It was a horrible deal. Horrible deal. Listen to me. It was a horrible deal. It was a path to them getting a nuclear weapon. They were very close to having a nuclear weapon. I terminated the deal. Wait. Then I sent the B-2 bombers in about 9-10 months ago, and they totally obliterated the site, and I saved it. We had a choice.
He's done her show a few times. He shouldn't grant her more interviews in the future. Yeah, if she's going to conduct herself like this, he definitely don't need to grant her. She's got enough. I don't know, maybe because, the thing is, and that's the ironic part. Trump is actually a pretty fair guy. He's a pretty fair guy. He'll talk to multiple media things. He don't even like them. He'll tell them what it is to their face, but he's not shutting them out completely. That's what a dictator would do. A dictator wouldn't even sit down with these adversarial media companies. Why would you? If you're a dictator, you just want to control the narrative and you want to talk to the people that you want to talk to. So the fact that he's talking to a person that is clearly adversarial and trying to paint a certain picture, shows how fair he is.
We could let them have a nuclear weapon, or we could go along and have some beautiful days. But they would have, it's a judgment. They would have used the nuclear weapon. And you know what? When people hear...
I'm going to speed up a little bit.
You'll do elections, people have confidence in me, have good judgment. I had to make a judgment. Do I want to go along and have a country that's doing really well, but somebody is going to try and kill us? Or do I want to put out that horrible threat? And I did. I put it out. I put it out for many, many years. Now I'm going to put it out permanently. I'm going to do it either through negotiation, where we're very close to a deal, or...
That's what's up. I never met Trump. I have a cousin that's in the military that met him. Actually, he was awarded... What medal was he awarded by Trump personally? I forgot what that was. And then I met one of Trump's security team, black gentleman, at the towers, or at the Trump Tower. Dude was like, yo, if you work for Trump, like anyone on his staff, like they're well off, they taken care of for the rest of their life. Like if you were a part of his company, his team, the retirement package is like none other. You can always come back to work if you want to. He's showing me pictures in his phone with him on golf courses and et cetera, et cetera. It's like, oh, that's what's up. So when you get these real life examples of his character, and dude was genuine, you can read people. It's like, oh man, that's what's up. And then I look at his interviews and I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying none of us are perfect, but I clearly could see the better characteristics that he has. And I think that he is in the right position. I think he is a great president, a great leader, obviously was a successful businessman. And I think we should ride that wave. And it's unfortunate that we can't rally around this collectively as a country, So.
I'm going to blow the hell out of him, to be honest with you. And it's going to be very easy for me to do. That's actually the easier path. So when you say I promised, I didn't promise anything. I don't like these endless wars. This is not an endless war. We've been doing this for 3 months. Much of it has been under the form, a pretty good form of ceasefire. The blockade has been amazing. Our Navy is amazing. Our military is the best in the world. Hey, we took over a very powerful country, Venezuela, a lot of soldiers, big, strong military. We took over Venezuela in a matter of minutes. We destroyed the capability of Iran in a matter of days. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Now I'm going to finish it. But remember, you were in Vietnam 19 years because stupid people. You were in so many different countries. Every war you were in for years. Look at Iraq. Look what you were. You were there for years. Yeah. We're there for, listen, Kirsten, we're there for a few months. And the threat is largely over. Soon it will be over. But you cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon, or they will.
Make sure y'all are participating in the stock market. Make sure you are in the stock market participating. Make sure your dollar cost averaging. Try not to buy at a high, though. Don't buy anything at a high. Let's see. Yes, there's a story of a black family that was doing bad. I think they were about to be homeless. Trump gave her an apartment at Trump Tower for free. Yeah, I remember that. Yep, I remember that. And you know, he seems like he's a regular guy. If you come across him, if he hears your story, if it resonates with him, he's gonna do what he can. You know, he's not just endlessly giving out his money. You know, people have this thing where they think everyone should just get something for free. But it's like, what's your story? You know, we can't just give out everything to everybody. Mr. Steve M. Mom Donnie is why the Knicks lost. Shout out to Mr. Steve M. We got some rational people in the building. That's what's up. This is what we want to do. We want to get the normies in here. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean people that can think normally, logically, common sense. Okay.
Will blow you up. There will be no Kristen. There will be no NBC. There will be no Meet the Press. You will end the Meet the Press.
What do y'all got winning game 4? Because so far, the road team has been winning. Who do y'all got winning game 4? Do you guys think? I mean, I know you guys, some of y'all might be from New York, but honestly, do you think that it just might be the Spurs that are going to win this next game and then the Knicks are going to close it out in San Antonio? What y'all think?
String.
Let me ask you, though, during your 2016 campaign, you called the Middle East a quagmire. What makes you so sure this won't become a quagmire?
We're not going to be there.
You're convinced this won't become a quagmire?
It's not a quagmire.
Oh, low 77. Okay, you still here? It's low 77. Shout out to you. I disagree with the stuff you're saying, but you hanging around. So let me see what have you ever met Trump? What about the Central Park 6? He wanted them hung. Well, Low, if you consider the crime that happened, right? A young lady was raped. She was taken advantage of. So, and there were some things that were going on in Central Park that were very inhumane. So a normal person would want the people that are doing these things punished. With the information he had, he was saying, exactly, he didn't hear the whole story. From what I see, there's also, read the article. Read the full article. I'm not going to read it here. And you tell me what he says in that article. He addresses all races of people. He says he wanted to protect all the white people, black people, Asians, from what I understand. It wasn't like it was a racist thing. It was pretty a fair thing that he had offered or that he had mentioned. And crime was really bad at that time. And the things that they were doing was just brutal. It was brutal. So, brutal actions sometimes require brutal consequence.
Just wiped out the military of a very dangerous country, and I wiped out the nuclear threat. Let me tell you, if we left tomorrow, if we just said, all right, let's get out, it'll take them 15 or 20 years to rebuild back. But I'm not going to give them even that chance. I'm not going to give them that chance. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. And if there was even a 1% chance that they'd have it, I wouldn't leave. We're almost finished. We're going to either have a deal, a strong deal, a meaningful deal, not like the Obama thing. Obama was a path to a nuclear weapon. Mine is the exact opposite.
And
mine is a wall. It's a wall, just like I built 1,000 miles of wall on our southern border. And by the way, I took the worst border in history.
That
and I
rain
made
is
it
coming
the best
down,
border
ain't it?
in history in a matter of weeks.
And yet, Mr. President, Iran was the closest to developing weapons-grade uranium after you ripped up the nuclear deal because there were no guardrails in place.
They were developing it during the nuclear deal.
All right.
You don't know that? Iran, when Obama signed that stupid deal where he paid them billions and billions of dollars, he thought he could bribe them. Listen to me. They were developing a nuclear weapon. That's how they got there. They got all of this uranium during Obama. You know that, don't you? Well, that's how they got there. Don't say this.
She can't make a she can make a statement and he can't provide the information that corrects that statement and she just gets to move on. Like like whatever. Ed NY, now one of those guys is a city councilman in Harlem. I don't think he gets elected if not being for arrested. Go figure. And the ironic part about that is how can I say? Whether he did it or not, or whether he participated or not, right? The guy that's now a city councilman in Harlem, he shouldn't be elected just because he's known for that. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be your your resume builder. That's like the most ironic thing. Now, if he actually was someone that brought a valuable, skill set or resource or knowledge, to that thing, and he was bringing benefits to Harlem, then sure. But just becoming elected just because you're known because of that situation you were in, that's backwards. That's the problem, man. We elect people on emotional frameworks. We got to get back to logic.
They got there. They developed it during the Barack Hussein Obama, during his administration.
And they've escalated their development after the deal was wrapped up. But let's talk about the economy. I want to talk about the economy.
If I didn't go in there with the B-2 bombers, they would right now have a nuclear weapon, and it could be that half of the world would be eradicated.
Let me ask you about the economy. You got a strong jobs report today that beat expectations.
Not strong. Really strong.
Beat expectations.
By how much? Triple.
172,000 jobs created. And yet,
I like how he has to interview himself. He has to provide the context in his own interview. So, as you know, the jobs report came out, and he has to add, we tripled, right? We beat expectations, right? Shouldn't she, as the reporter, be coming with this information? It just bothers me because they act like they are just killing the game. They walk around with the suits on and all that little get up. They talk the way they talk. It's delusional. And they just get more delusional.
gas is up, diesel is up.
It's all coming down as soon as the war's over.
Well, 70% of farmers say they can't afford fertilizer. What's your message?
The farmers are doing very well.
Let me ask you, what is your message to farmers, many who support you, but who say they're struggling?
Do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button. If you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. Check out my other content. Make sure you look at the Cash App. Go to BILLINICO Cash if you want to support the show. If you want to support its righteousness and its good game. And then after we do this, about like how much we got left of this? 10 minutes about, and then we can get into the Knicks, and then we'll close this out.
Who say they're
because there's
struggling.
nobody been better to farmers. You know, I gave farmers last term $28 billion because China took advantage and other people. And you know who paid for it? China.
That's a fact.
Term. You know, I had a great first term. I had the greatest economy ever. And you know what? This one's blowing it away.
What's your message to farmers, though, Mr. President, who say they are struggling, they're struggling to make ends meet?
Are you ready? Am I allowed to talk? You keep asking questions and you don't listen to the answers. I love the farmers, and the farmers love me, and the farmers trust me. In the first term, I had something very similar. China and others were, and Canada, which was brutal, they were taking advantage of our farmers. They don't take advantage of it anymore. I gave them 28 billion.
Before he goes into this, a lot of the farmers that are suffering, they're suffering because of their state. They're not suffering because of what Trump is doing on a federal level. They're suffering because of the bad states, such as California. That's where they're suffering. We got to keep that in mind and put that in perspective.
$1 billion split up. They never had a payday like that. And the farmers loved me, and they came back and they voted for me in record numbers. You know that nobody's ever even come close. Now, because of the fact that we had a choice, I had a choice to make. I could keep it going. The farmers were doing great. Fertilizer was very cheap. Everything was cheap. Gasoline was very low. Everything was very low. I could have kept it that way, but I said I have to take a little bit of a turn. The farmer's going to understand it better than anybody. We're going to have higher gasoline. We're going to have a little higher fertilizer, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm going to get rid of a nuclear weapon in the hands of very dangerous people. Excuse me, wait.
Would you rather higher gas prices for a couple months, or would you have threats of a nuclear bomb where you, your children, your family lives? Would you rather worry about that? Higher gas prices for 3 months, threat of nuclear war. I think I'll take the gas prices for a couple months.
It should have been done for 47 years. No president had the guts to do it. I did it, and I've done it. It's almost complete. As soon as that's complete, gasoline prices are going to drop like a rock. You know, I was in Iowa speaking about farms, and it was before we attacked Iran. And I was in Iowa, and the prices were $1.85 a gallon, $1.91 a gallon.
Shout out to the people sticking with us. Shout out to y'all.
This time, it wasn't the rain, but an audio issue that forced us to pause the interview again. Are gas prices going higher, or have they peaked?
They're going to come low, very low. They're going to go lower than they were before.
Have they peaked?
As soon, well, it depends. I mean, it depends where the war goes. It could be I'll have to give them a shot, and it could be we'll sign an agreement. If we sign an agreement, they'll go down now. Otherwise, they'll go down after we're finished. You
have a new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh.
Yeah.
His first meeting in the role is later this month. After this month's jobs report, economists now say it's possible the Fed may have to raise rates. Do you think that's possible, and what would your reaction be, sir?
So I'm of a different feeling. I think Kevin's fantastic, and I want him to do whatever he wants. I don't want to have a big influence on him. But we had a great report. We're doing great. And it's unfair that whenever you do great, they want to raise interest rates. It should be the opposite way. You know, if you go back 15 or 20 years, when you had good reports, the market went up. Nowadays, when you have good reports, the market goes down because they think they're going to raise interest rates.
That's a fact. I don't understand why we're not compounding the success. I'm not saying become reckless with it, but why not compound the jobs report, lower rates slightly, right? Let Trump secure our national borders, and these things can compound, and we can really, really, really run it up. We can really, really thrive as a country. That's all he's saying. Work with me, and I can work with you.
There's no reason to raise interest rates. The country becomes great. We built the country by doing great and having rates low. What they do is when they raise interest rates, they try and kill success. I don't want to kill success. We should actually lower interest rates. Now, if inflation comes, and you know, people live with inflation, but if inflation comes, what happens is you stamp it out. But success can kill inflation, just like higher interest rates. What they do now is, like, we had great job numbers. You agree, right?
They beat expectations.
Not expectations.
You agree, right? They beat expectations. She can't even give them, she can't even give them a compliment. She can't even say that they were great. Yeah, that is a great report. That's a great number. Well, they beat expectations. Like, imagine Trump gets out of office, war's over, stock market's at an all-time high, or it touched its all-time high during his presidency. Things are okay, stable. We're ready for the next 4 years after him. And they could say, well, I mean, I guess he just beat expectations. He didn't blow us up. I'm glad he's gone. It's like, wait a minute. Do you know all the good things he did while he was there? Like, did you actually pay attention? We should be celebrating, not minimizing.
It's like 3 times. Okay, but you ready? What do? They say, oh, let's raise interest rates. It's the wrong thing to do. I would like to see rates get lower because we could build this into the greatest machine that the world has ever seen. But you can't do that when everybody immediately raises interest rates. So we had great job numbers. We're doing great.
Shout out to Ed and Y says lefties never give Trump for one thing to lower the interest rate on housing purchases. That's a fact. They want more people in houses, right? We need lower rates.
You know, we're building more factories. We have more money coming.
That's ironic. They want more housing. They want more jobs. So what's the number one thing that can influence that? Lower rates. Lower rates means, guess what? More houses will be built because it's cheaper to get the money to build them. More people can purchase houses because the loans will be cheaper. More people can start and invest in their businesses, will also improve even the jobs report even more, which means more people will be in need. So, yeah, they're never going to give them credit.
Into our country right now from other countries and people than ever before. Wait a minute. What happens? I don't want to just kill it with high interest rates. Growth is the greatest thing you can have.
Uh-oh. I think we got someone that's a little deranged, Trump derangement syndrome. He said, I'd walk in Obi. I don't know. We must bow to our leaders. What you talking about? You talking about to the Lord, the Most High? Because that's who he bowing to. I never seen Trump make anyone bow to him. Not one time in my life on this earth, I've never seen him make anyone bow. So who are you talking about? We must bow to our leaders.
Growth does not cause inflation.
Would you be upset if they raised rates? What is your message?
Because we know for sure y'all bow down to the Democrats. That's a fact.
To them about that.
Living with Kevin, I have a lot of respect for him. But my feeling is that when a country is doing well, they shouldn't be penalized by immediately raising interest rates. They should actually be incentivized. You know, we have debt. We have other things. We have things we want to take care of. I want to go bigger on the military. I really do. If we do what I'm saying, this will be a beautiful, well-oiled machine like you've never seen before.
And when we come back, President Trump defends his controversial plan that could give payouts to January 6th rioters. Fund. It was going to compensate people who say the federal government weaponized the legal system against them. It's been blocked by the courts, met with opposition.
I mean, well, the federal government literally did weaponize, like they literally did that. The people that were in positions of power in the federal government literally utilized the justice system against them as a political tool.
From Republicans
and Democrats
in Congress and Democrats.
Excuse me, mostly Democrats.
Mostly
some
Democrats and some Republicans.
Some, very few Republicans.
Just to be very clear, are you backing off the fund completely, as your acting Attorney General Todd Blanche has said, or are you looking for another avenue to revive the fund?
Let me explain what the fund is. People have been hurt so badly by radical left lunatics that worked for the Biden administration and Sleepy Joe. They're vicious, they're violent, what they did to people. And of course, they went after me more than anybody else. They raided Mar-a-Lago and all the other things. But people have been badly hurt. They've committed suicide. They've lost their jobs. They've lost their families. They've lost their wives. They've lost everything. They've lost everything over a fake weaponization of government. Now,
so
let me just tell you.
Are you looking for a way to revive it?
Well, look, if it was up to me, I'd pay them the kind of money that they deserve. People have been destroyed. Lives have been destroyed. Many suicides. Think of it. People have committed suicide because a bunch of thugs went after them. So, me, personally, I think the weaponization fund is a great idea. And so do many other Republicans. You have to get it approved. If they get it approved, that's great. If they don't get it approved, I'd be disappointed.
All right,
I'm curious because this is going to say more about the people that we have in the government outside of Trump. We understand where Trump is. We understand where he's going. But we're going to see how many rhinos. You guys know what rhinos are? Republican in name only. This is going to let you know how many rhinos are up there. What is this? Leone Miller. He was selfish to go to that game. His security kept people out of the outdoor party places. How does that make him selfish? Because you couldn't go to an outdoor party place? Well, one, y'all didn't win. So it looked like those outdoor party places weren't needed. But unless you think Trump has some type of mystical power where he caused you guys to lose, because y'all didn't look like he did y'all a favor. Y'all was going to be out there partying sad. Damn near having PTSD. Because whenever you guys lose in New York, y'all go crazy. So Trump did y'all a favor. He just saved the police a night of headaches, to be honest with you. That's what he did.
The motor through this.
But you have to understand, people have
Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button.
have been destroyed by crooked politicians, and they should be reimbursed for that.
Do you think anyone who attacked police officers on January 6th should get taxpayer money?
I wouldn't be inclined to say so.
What about the police who were damaged and committed suicide after the January 6th insurrection? Give them compensation. See, that doesn't make sense, Leone Miller, because the police weren't arrested. They weren't prosecuted. They weren't persecuted by the media, by the Democratic regime that was in government that used the justice system as a weapon. So you got to give some better examples. You got to give some examples, bro. Or sis. Leone, I don't know if you're a bro or sis, but that's not true.
So, but I have to see it. I can tell you this, 97% of those people, you look at them, the FBI or whoever it was, because you had a lot of crooked cops, you had dirty cops. Comey was a dirty cop.
Well,
a guy like Bolton was a dirty cop.
But there's no evidence.
Wait a minute. Oh, you think Comey was a straight
people
cop?
who pleaded guilty to assaulting police
Comey
officers.
was a dirty.
So it's like they just ignore his talking points. He's talking about Comey, and now she's talking about they were attacked by Trump's thugs, sis. Bro, who you call? See, this is why I should have made Ed a moderator so he can. But I'm gonna let you talk. You're gonna watch it though. You're gonna chill out. But I'll let you talk in the chat. It is what it is. Freedom of speech.
Cop.
For now.
They had
People who
FBI.
assaulted police
Listen to me.
officers.
They had FBI agents ushering them into the building. They had FBI go into the building. Those people walking around, they're looking always in this thing. They weren't in. They were
There's
being
no
ushered
evidence
into
of
the
that,
building.
sir. There's no evidence
You
of
had
that.
a bunch of dirty cops, and frankly, what they did was weaponization of our government.
But sir, there's no evidence of that. More than 1,000 people pleaded
there's
guilty
none.
to
You know what you
crimes.
do? Try
Would
looking
you-
at the tapes one time.
Would you take it off
Look
the
at
table?
the tapes
okay,
one time.
But 170.
I do remember the tapes. They were kind of letting them in. And then all of a sudden, it's like, and when you see it, you're like, wait, how is this happening? How did they get in there? And you see, like, they literally let them go into the White House. It was like, what? It's like, bruh, talk about setting a trap
72 people did plead guilty
and
to
then manipulating it for the story. So Trump looks like he's this dude that is causing riots when he was outside saying, don't do this and telling people not this crazy, bro. They play dirty. And they got people like Leone swearing that they know what side that they're on. Yeah, all right.
assaulting police officers.
You know why they pled
Should
guilty?
they be exempt
Because they told they
from
were going to
receiving
jail
funds?
for 15 years if they didn't.
Should
They
they?
pled guilty because they were frightened. They went down, they were ushered into a building. Many of them were arrested without even going
You'd be
into the
okay
building.
with them receiving taxpayer dollars?
The people were destroyed by dirty cops and by weaponization. Many of those people should be compensated. Now, with that being said, as I understand it, the weaponization fund was going to set up a group of people, people that could be picked by anybody, fair people, smart people, and they will go on an individual case basis.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the weaponization fund. I love the idea because people.
So he basically said it's going to be an individual case basis because some people were railroaded. Like, I don't understand how people can criticize Trump, but they can't even look into the details of what happened and realize that some people's lives were ruined over manipulation. Are you saying those people we saw with our own eyes breaking windows and doors were innocent? Okay, let's say the people that you saw breaking windows and doors, how long should someone go to jail for breaking windows and doors? If that's what you said that they did. Look how ridiculous you sound. Do you know how they persecuted some of these people that they let into that building? Come on. Come on, bro.
Like you, the fake, dirty press, the crooked press.
Because whenever you talk about people breaking windows and doors, whenever there was a riot for, I got to say it, George Floyd, all these, there's been certain riots, people breaking things. So can we throw them under the jail too, all those people? All these riots that we've had? Give us an example of an innocent person being convicted. Okay, I'll pull up someone right now. Hold on, what's her name? Hold on. Dang, what is her name? Was it Tina Peters? Is that her name? Look up Tina Peters. That's all I'm going to say. Tina Peters. Google Tina Peters. I'm going to put it in chat. Google Tina Peters. And then get back to me, brother.
People like stupid Biden, he's not smart enough to know
Or
what's
sister.
going on, but people that surrounded him, surrounded his beautiful, resolute desk in the Oval Office. What they did to the lives of people, they destroyed people. They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
All right, just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying, but let me ask you about Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about Todd Blanche.
Listen to me.
Let's talk about Todd Blanche.
There's tremendous evidence. There's nothing
Well,
but evidence. The election was
court of
rigged.
law.
It was a dirty election.
Mr.
And it's
President,
happening again right now in California.
You've never presented evidence.
It's happening
the
right now in California.
Rigged.
Right now, it's look at what's happening in California.
Where's the evidence to that?
It's
the
4
Republicans
days.
are doing well in
California. No, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming.
Yeah, they're doing the redistricting. I mean, both parties are doing it, but California is utilizing the redistricting method. So they're not going to. Do you think the Democrats are going to give up California easy and fairly? Come on.
That's how they count the votes.
You know why they're doing that?
California.
Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support
all
that?
All I have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not evidence.
And I listen to people, and let's see what happens.
But, sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they count the votes in California.
Do you think it's appropriate that they have an election and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a winner?
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote in California.
They're crooked, just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked.
He can't stand it. It is what it is. We've seen the whole interview. We've seen how unfair she's been, how biased she's been. It's crooked. She's leaning one way. I'm not condemning the lady's soul. That's, for the Lord Most High. But when it comes to reporting, ma'am, you got to give it up.
And meet the press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
Let's
continue.
You play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked
or incredibly incompetent.
Or you're stupid.
Let's
play
continue.
right.
Exactly. If she's admitting that she's not crooked and she's genuinely not crooked, if she is genuinely not crooked, then she's just incredibly incompetent. She's a useful idiot. She's a puppet. If she is not stupid, I mean, excuse me, if she is not crooked and she has no idea what she is doing, then she is a useful idiot.
Right into their hands with this rap. You know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But, Mr. President,
you know why I
you've
got
never
that?
presented
Because you have no
evidence.
credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about, I want to talk about Todd
You
Blanche.
have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Speaking of alleged evidence, this is all alleged, by the way. I got to backtrack, but can I put alleged on everything I said tonight? But Google Tina Peters, as far as this whole voting thing, an election, that ties right into that for Leonie Miller. You could do your research. I did research. I'm not saying it's true, but you can do a deep dive when you have time. Use AI, break it down, and tell AI, hey, can you not be biased? Can you give me a perspective from someone that supports Trump and why they support him and put this all into context for me? Do that, then get back to me. All right? Damn, Trump's face look crazy right here. Oh, shoot. Do not highlight this face right here. Damn, Trump.
Let's talk
Your
about
elections in this country, we're like a third world country.
Uh-oh, hold on. J.W. Morton. See, he talk. He does not in going to help USA at all. See, he say she bad. Bruh. We got spell check, chat GPT, Gemini, Claude, and that's the best that you can talk or type. I almost want to delete that comment. I really want to delete that comment, that dumbass comment you leaving in my chat.
Your elections are crooked.
Rewrite that. Matter of fact, delete that and rewrite that. Or send me a cash app for that bull.
And you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC, and CBS, and CNN.
But, Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits, because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please, I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat
Yo.
in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain
all the
with
way
you
to
for an hour,
Wisconsin.
on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press, because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we
That's a
traveled
fact.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
Look, I'm still a gentleman. A little light shoulder, keep it moving. That's a fact. You can't be a great country if our press is manipulating the actual citizens so that we're confused. We can't even enjoy our country the way we should because the media is putting all this bull in our heads. They confuse us. They make us hate our leadership. They make us depressed. Then they market all these bull and distract us. Look, now she want to say please, please, right? As soon as he exhort his power, he steps up and walks away. Now she, please, please.
I spoke with President Trump on Saturday, and we both acknowledged the complications during the interview posed by the rain. He agreed to sit down with me for another Meet the Press interview.
Dang, she got another one? Oh, see, she do her work behind the scenes. She act different. She act different behind the scenes. You saw that face? What she be doing behind the scenes that got him all comfortable and she got another interview lined up? God. She got another interview lined up. Oh, brother. Hold on, let me get the Knicks up here though. Let's get the Knicks.
Thank you for watching, and remember.
Hold on. What can I use that's not gonna be like copyrighted or something? Can we play highlights? Because you know how NBA is. Let's see. Damn, I don't know if I can even play highlights. What can I use as backdrop? Hold on, bear with me, y'all. Hold on, bear with me, y'all. We're just gonna put the highlights up, or we're gonna just do still shots. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do still shots and then. Because NBA be tripping. Kudos to you, host. Judging by your voice, you sound like a brother. I'm Hispanic, and as minorities, I wish more of us would start listening to the BS. The Democrats are spooing. That is a fact, sir. They keep treating us minorities as we are stupid. That is a fact. And I don't even like the term minorities. We just are, I'm a Black American. You might be Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican American, Cuban American. That minorities word, I don't even like that because it minimalizes us and it makes us dependent at the same time. I don't even really like to rock with that. But let's get into the Knicks real quick. The Knicks and the Spurs. Oh, I know what I could play. Let's look at the reaction that they did with Trump. Let's start off with that and see if it was a boo, if they were booing him or cheering. That's what we can start. Let's talk about that real quick. Hold on. So USA Today said he got booed. I don't hear any boos. Oh yeah, I hear him now. Imagine you just don't even care. Y'all been dealing with it so long, you and your family, you're just like, it is what it is. We know who we are. We know what we're trying to do. We know what we're about. We're going to enjoy our life. I'm going to be honest. That's why the Knicks lost, in my opinion. Y'all can't be... Listen, you can't boo the active president that's actually doing America first things and think with that energy you're going to win. Think you're going to inspire the team. But his money will comfort him. Yo, why can't these people type, bruh? Why can't y'all communicate effectively? You can't even talk. He deleted his message. Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a mixture. The boos got louder. Let's see.
Do you want to see the warm welcome the President of the United States got tonight when he decided to pretend to be a basketball fan? Because he wanted to go to the NBA Finals in New York tonight. Do you want to see how much New Yorkers appreciated Donald Trump making them all come to the game hours early, forcing everyone to go through tons of...
But I know I said we was getting to the Knicks, but I don't really want to play the NBA footage, but let's go into this real quick, because this is interesting.
Extra screening, forcing New York City to cancel the public free viewing parties they had planned outside Madison Square Garden, just specifically so Trump could be there in person, even though he's only ever talked trash about the NBA and doesn't appear to have been an actual fan at all, at least for decades.
It's the voice texting. I don't even know why I'm commenting in your low par room. Well, brother, clearly you had something on your mind that you wanted to get off your chest. So instead of deflecting, why don't you say what you originally wanted to say? And maybe we can have an intellectual conversation. You don't have to insult. And ironically, you're probably someone that's going to claim like you're on a higher horse, right? Like you're on the right side of history. You're probably going to insult Trump, insult me, say we're wrong and stupid. But you're in my comment section trying to diss me. Right.
Do you want to see the big, warm New York welcome that...
Look how happy she is that another person had a bad experience. Or I don't think he had a bad experience. They look pretty comfortable with me. But look how happy she is that the people were being negative to him. He literally is just there. He's not doing nothing, not committing any problems. He's just there. And she's excited that they booed him. Like she's genuinely enjoy.
Actual Knicks fans gave him when he arrived at the venue tonight?
Donald Trump is from New York City. He's not an actual Knicks fan too. He was born and raised in Queens. Built skyscrapers in Manhattan. What? While she's further reinforcing the hatred at the same time. So she contributes to the hatred and then celebrates when the hatred is amplified by what she contributed to.
When they're waving at you with just one finger, it doesn't mean the same as another kind of wave. Big New York welcome tonight to President Donald Trump at the Knicks Spurs NBA Finals game.
Look, he goes, they lose. The most selfish man in the USA. Oh, everyone should boo him everywhere. You know, the most selfish man in the USA. The dude is trying to change the status quo. You think they're trying to delete him for no reason? You think it's just a coincidence? They think that he's really being targeted because people hate him.
Do you want to see the warm welcome?
My bad, y'all. They don't realize people are targeting him because he's making such a change that is interrupting regular scheduled program for a lot of people. When you're actually a threat, this is what happens to you people.
Does not. In Manhattan, for the record, Donald sent 7.
Let's see. New York presidential election results, county by county breakdown. Manhattan, Kamala Harris, 81.6%. Sheesh. Is that real? Manhattan is like that now? Golly.
17%, which means, given the choice between Donald Trump and allowing yourself to be plooped upon by the big drops of greasy water that drip out of the back of window-mounted air conditioners onto the sidewalk in the summer, I think New Yorkers would, if the choice is, have to think hard about it. Not sure which one seems worse.
This is like the new liberal, just sarcastic, snarky, cold. This is the real cold people on the planet. These people, look at the smile. She's just happy because he got booed. She's not happy because we're safer. She's not happy because, a policy was passed. She's not happy about anything tangible, realistic. She's just happy that people were voicing negativity. That's all she cares about, is that somebody was supporting her negativity and her hatred. She's genuinely happy about it. It's disgusting. Now that's disgusting.
Do you want to see him arriving at the Garden one more time? Just one more time? Here it is.
All this proves is that these people kind of ignorant. What's crazy is this woman was actually pretty before. Was she? What's her name again? Was she pretty before?
Donald Trump being lustful.
Well, hatred ages you. Makeup can't cover up that level of hatred in your soul. If she was pretty before, that hatred is eating her up.
Lustily booed when he arrived at the venue tonight in New York. This was him being booed inside the venue when people spotted him during the national anthem.
Whose brush stripes and bright stars through the perilous.
Oh yeah, Rachel Maddow. Yeah. Let me look at some of her old pictures real quick.
Just kind of smile through it. Let's maybe they have a nickname for me that has an ooh sound in the middle of it. Maybe that's what that is.
I don't know about that one. I'm a
What a sports fan, what a man of the people. Do you want to see the wall?
Everybody in New York is going crazy. You don't only have a packed garden without an empty seat in the building to look forward to. You got these damn watch parties all over the place. Central Park, Bryant Park, outside.
Okay, this first comment says, now I know how Berlin felt when they hosted the 1936 Summer Olympics. Bruh, do you know? Come on, that's insane. That's ignorant. Now, that's a disgusting comment. Look, he's going to jinx it. Wemby about to lay it on the Knicks tonight. You can thank the POTUS for that. No, you're jinxing it, brother, with your negative ass energy. These guys are drawing all this negative energy and they expect good things to happen. That makes no sense. You can't expect good things to happen in your life when you exude that type of negativity. Look at Rachel Maddow. She aging like 2% milk left out in the summertime. Because that hatred gets into your bones. It gets into your arteries. It clogs them. Have you not thinking right? You start developing dementia, turn it into a real demon, a dementia. Dementia. Start saying crazy things. Stephen A. about to go on a tangent about nothing to watch.
Side of Madison Square Garden. And you got all of that available to you. And it gets canceled by Madison Square Garden specifically because Donald Trump is showing up. Why can't you stay home? There is no sitting president in United States history that has attended an NBA Finals game. Not one. Why? Because of congestion, because of security issues, because of traffic. And if that existed before, could you imagine what exists in New York City, Midtown Manhattan? Why would you do that? I thought Donald...
Because he was invited, man. He was invited, and he's from New York. It really should have been a legendary thing. Like, we got the president in the house. This is New York City. He's from New York. Imagine if everyone was rallying. USA, USA. Imagine if the Knicks was rallying. Good energy. Salute the flag. Salute the flag, excuse me. Presidents do go to NFL games. That's a fact. Super Bowls, all that. Baseball games too, right? I'm pretty sure they go to baseball games as well. So it's like, this is a big thing for America. This is supposed to be our night. But you guys are so anti yourselves. You just shoot yourselves in the foot.
Trump was a New Yorker. I thought he cared about New Yorkers. I thought he was supposed to be one of us when it came to the Knicks, because he is a legitimate Knicks fan, by the way.
If Stephen A. goes on his show tomorrow and he blames Trump, oh my, if he does that, he bet, Stephen A., you better not go on one of your shows tomorrow, because I know you're working all day. Do not blame Donald Trump on the national stage. I'm telling you, you better not.
Way, he ain't lying about that. He's always been a Knicks fan, which makes it even more inexcusable what he's doing.
Obama went to Serena Williams. Man, if Obama was in that game, they would go crazy. They would be going crazy. Trump is no Knicks fans, could not name one player. Wasn't he just talking about Jalen Brunson? What are you talking about? Go Spurs, go. Absolutely the way it should have been. It should have been uplifting, but too much hatred killed the game. It's not Trump's fault they lost their game. That's on the players. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's called accountability. It's called accountability. Stephen A. might because he's been outcasted. See, the thing with Stephen A., he plays both sides too much. And he's going to be left on an island really bad. And if he's trying to like make a political play, I don't see how that can happen. Because the Democrats and liberals don't trust him. The Republicans definitely don't trust him. He's not going to get support from either side. He's not going to get support. Trump effed everyone's vibe. Obama is lived, but Trump is the most hated man in the planet. So just because someone is hated from your perspective, because there's a few people in here that don't hate him, that messes up your vibe. So he messes up everyone's vibe because he's the one that's hated. Isn't it everyone that has the hatred in them? Don't they have the messed up vibe? Isn't that how it works? Trump was a season ticket holder there before he became president. That's a fact. They can Google it. I believe that. I believe it. He's rich. He's wealthy. That's the city he lives in. I'm pretty sure he has season tickets. Trump was told about Brunson. He don't know ish. Yeah, okay. And I'm pretty sure he don't know about Patrick Ewing either or Walt Frazier. Because you know about those players, right? Allen Houston. You know about those players? From the entire planet, he needs the vibe because he made it about him. How did he make it about him if he was invited? Y'all made it about him. Stephen A. Smith made it about him. Rachel Maddow made it about him. What are y'all talking about? Donald Trump didn't make a media story and say, hey, I'm going to the game. Talk about it. He just said he was invited and he's going to attend. The only thing Trump was responsible for there was freaking traffic. Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did that. Yep, watched him in Georgetown. Yep.
But then you're going to tell New Yorkers, bump y'all, kiss my ass, go find someplace else to do a watch party because I'm coming to the Garden. Really? That's what you're going to do? Everybody in New York is going crazy. You don't only have a packed Garden without an empty...
You're a big Knicks fan, obviously. President Trump is going to the game tonight.
Oh, man, not this dude.
So I've had...
See, this is why y'all lost right here. When did he put this hat on? This is why we found out why y'all lost, bruh. We literally just found out why y'all lost. And this ain't hatred. This is why y'all lost right here. Did y'all know that he put on the Knicks hat? Oh, 7 hours ago. Uh-oh. Bruh. He had on the Knicks hat. This is why y'all lost. Not Trump. Because I'm watching the game and I didn't hear, like, there was negative energy in there, but it didn't seem, I heard a lot of people that was kind of vibing with Trump. So I'm like, damn. Why did the players just not show up? Nah, y'all lost because Hakeem Jeffries wore a Knicks hat today. Bruh. We figured it out.
I had a few things to say about Donald Trump going to the Knicks game. And, at this point, it's game day. And I think Knicks fans just want to enjoy Game 3, the first home game that we've had in 27 years. But it also is not clear to me that Donald Trump is a big Knicks fan. I mean, does this guy even know the difference between Karl Rove and Karl Anthony Towns? I don't think so. He's just injecting himself.
They invited Trump, bro. They didn't invite you. He's from Queens. You from Brooklyn, right? Hakeem, yeah, he's from Brooklyn. Why they invite you? Or did they invite? I'm not going to say they didn't, but it don't look like they did. All the watch parties canceled because they needed to be canceled. Y'all lost tonight. And y'all be acting a fool. What you talking about? Knicks lost because the Spurs were the better team tonight. That's a fact. Spurs executed. Malik Bridges got in foul trouble earlier. Mitchell Robinson was making some bonehead mistakes. Cat didn't show up. Jalen Brunson has to be more efficient. I don't know. He looks a little tired to me. All that fourth quarter heroics, it's hard to keep that up, man. It's hard to keep that up. So, let me play what he's saying.
Into the NBA Finals because he always has to bring the MAGA circus into town.
Nobody would even talk about this if it wasn't for y'all. Nobody would be talking about MAGA. Who even mentioned MAGA? Donald Trump was invited, not MAGA.
And that's unfortunate.
You're a big Knicks fan, obviously.
I think it just sucks that they got to close down the watch parties and stuff that, that the real fans that are here that really can't pay for these expensive tickets could just watch the parties. It is what it is.
I mean, you can watch them. You just can't watch them in the immediate area. And it's only one game. It's one. Look at this vibe killer. Can't even represent our team to the fullest. He's a jinx to the Knicks. Are y'all talk? So Spike Lee ain't a jinx? So now Trump is the jinx to the. Bruh. If the Knicks do not win the finals, they're gonna blame all of this on Trump. Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast, Stephen A. Smith. I can hear it now. Donald Trump, why did you show up to the game? You ruined everything. Rah, 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 rah.
It is. He's a New Yorker too.
Yes.
Love it or hate it, let the man go.
Salute to that dude.
I don't understand why it was necessary, but go Knicks. Everyone's allowed to come, I guess. It's just, to me, it's a big.
Everyone's allowed to come, I guess. These be the same people talking about they want to accept everyone into the country. Oh, we have to not discriminate. We have to protect everyone's rights and freedoms. What? Yo, the hypocrisy. Yo, hypocrisy changes you, man. I'm telling you.
Distraction.
Do you worry that it takes away from the basketball?
No, because the guys are going to do what they need to do. I feel like it was more about him needing attention than taking away from.
Dude's just mad because they hurt his daddy Trump. Who? Oh, I didn't know Barron was in here. Assad. These dudes got names you can't even pronounce, bro. You can't even spell. That's not even how you spell official. But someone in here is mad. Dude's just mad because they hurt his daddy Trump. The laughing emojis. You think you killed that one there, huh? Oh, I'm gonna get him. Oh.
From them, but
I'm just here for New York. I'm here for the team. I just want to see the team do well. I mean, 13 wins so far, so I think as long as we just keep that energy going, that's all that really matters.
It is what it is, right? You get it a little bit early. I don't think it's going to impact us as much. There's a lot of noise, obviously, with it, but just ignore it and enjoy the game. I think it just sucks that
Rational person right there. Oh, algorithms. So, yeah, I think that's it, man. The Spurs did beat the Knicks. And it's going to be a crucial game 4. That's a fact. The fact that the Spurs have that confidence, they could potentially shift the momentum. The Knicks have to be very, very careful. You don't want to mess around and lose the momentum completely, because it will not be good. So again, thanks for everyone for vibing out. Salute to all the... Hold on, this dude talking junk. Coat Princess, your people can't even cooperate with the police. Whose people? What you talking about? You trying to be funny? Whose people can't cooperate with the police? Dude coming in my chat with all them laughing emojis. Food stamp office opens early. Get to bed. Oh, that's a good one. But wouldn't anyone that support Trump, weren't we don't care about food stamps like that. We were trying to cut food stamps, Trump supporters and Trump. We're trying to have less of that. So what are you talking about? Hey, host, when they say the Knicks lost because of Trump, I hope they have evidence of that, like Trump was asked during an interview with Kristen Walker, Meet the Press. And that's a fact. Provide some actual tangible receipts. That's on the players, man. They got to hold the players accountable for that loss. But yeah, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And this one thing we learned from tonight, ignore the haters in life. Ignore the haters. Haters are going to hate. Winners are going to win. Keep doing your thing. Keep grinding. Keep shining. And don't let these haters bring you down to their level. They look crazy out here. They look delusional. They don't know what they're talking about half the time. So we just ignore them. And we keep it pushing. So salute to everyone that joined the show, that participated. And I'll catch you on the next.